This is the Russian Dynamite, Masha Slamovich.
Becca here.
This is not America's Sweetheart, Davian.
It's Billy Starks. And
the super fly guy, Trayvon Jordan.
This is the fly side flyer, Jalen Brandon.
Hardcore Princess, Jules Malone.
Hi there, this is the Bubblegum Princess, Alexia Nicole.
This is the Brazilian Wonder Woman, Christy James.
This is the baddest black belt, Chennai Kai.
This is Kid Bandit.
The smash hit Joel Bateman.
This is Robin Renegade.
Cody Hawk.
Brutal Bob Evans. And you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment, one of my favorite podcasts in the whole wide world.
This is the Hellboy, Ted Sabin, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment.
Hello, and welcome to the show with Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today, the trusted choice for interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday on YouTube and Castbox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. I'm, of course, your host, James Jay, and it is a great day for wrestling because we are wrestling with the Hellboy, Ted Sabin.
Hello, this is one half of the Emo Trash Boys and 1/3 of the herd, the Hellboy, Ted Sabin. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. And where is the Hellboy Raising Hell next event-wise?
Okay, so the next appearances of the Hellboy are February the 10th in Epping in the Cooper Cell Institute Hall for DKW Wrestling, and Sunday the 11th of February, I'm wrestling for Jurassic Pro Wrestling in Harwich, the Mayflower Primary School, where I'm wrestling against Nino Bryant.
Okay. And where can we find all things Ted Sabin on social media in your merchandise?
You can see my Instagram at Ted Sabin 2Ns 003. My Twitter is Ted Sabin 1. Merchandise will be available at shows. I had a big cartel, it was up and running, but unfortunately at the moment we've lost a few stocks, so we just have to resupply on a few t-shirts, pictures, new merch coming soon and all. And one thing I've just realised, I got the dates wrong, I apologise. So February the 10th is Bring Me Pro Wrestling, where me and Andros Jay will be facing against Vickie Twothumbs and one of her new tag team partners. And the 17th is the DKW in the Cooper Cell Institute Hall.
Okay.
My apologies for getting it wrong. I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries. Any indication of who Vickie's tag team partner is going to be?
Oh, I really don't know, because last show she brought Ricardo Borg,
right,
the breadwinner, and he was a tough opponent. But me and Andros managed to get our win, another one for the Emo Trash Boys, one step closer. And this is just, honestly, it could be anyone. Like, it could be Harry McDonald, maybe, who's one of my best friends. You know, I feel like Vickie is, desperate to get back at us for all the times we've wronged her out in matches, and we've gotten the win so many times.
And of course, all of your links to all your social media will be in the description of the video below, both on YouTube and Castbox.
Great, thank you so much.
Yes, we'll put a pin in the rivalry with Vickie for the time being. You work for Lockhorns and DKW Wrestling. Can you tell us about your relationship with those companies?
I have a lot of love for Lockhorns and UKPW. They've helped me, further my career. They've they've put me on their shows when they haven't had to. And I just really appreciate when promoters give me the time and give me the opportunity. Like, I really appreciate it, and that's to every company, whether it's Hustle Wrestling, whether it's Jurassic, whether it's Bring Me. Honestly, I just have so much appreciation for the people who like to take the chance with me and like to give me the opportunities.
And a new opportunity that presented itself to you was Spinebuster TV. How did that come about?
I know a lot of the guy. I know the guys at Spinebuster because they come to record a lot of shows in Hustle Wrestling and Wrestle Force and many other shows. Uh, and when they were doing their tapings, they asked me to come along and face Jay Joshua. And that match, honestly, I was, when I heard that, like, Jay's a massive name in the UK. He's a brilliant wrestler, such a great athlete, honestly. So this match just gave me goosebumps, like, differently.
And it was a good match, but the thing that really drew me off was that there was no crowd. It was essentially studio wrestling.
Yeah, honestly, it was a no crowd event. It was a different environment, but it was pretty cool at the same time because I've always been used to working with at least like a crowd, even if it's like a really small one. But even with no crowd, I felt like that helped me a lot to just give me a better experience and understanding of how to wrestle in different environments, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I gotcha. All right.
It's
Oh, what was you gonna say?
Oh, sorry. No, I was gonna say I'll let you go. Sorry.
Okay. Well, that brings us to your tag team partner in the Emo Trust Boys. Can you tell us about your relationship with Andros Jay?
That's my trash boy, man. That's my brother. I love that man. So I've known Andros for a long time now. We faced off back in 2019 in a six-man tag team match. Um, and ever since then, me and him, got to know each other a bit more, and we started to get a lot more closer, and we decided to form the Team Emo Trash Boys.
And what's a pet peeve about Andros that you just don't understand?
Sorry. Do you mean like, do I have a pet peeve with like anything Andros does, or does Andros have any pet peeves
Yes, do you have
that?
any pet peeves that Andros does that you just don't understand?
No, honestly, like me and Andros get along really well. Honestly, I couldn't think of anything bad to say about him. Honestly, he's really helped me. Me and him are very close. Like, honestly, could not say anything bad about Andros.
Alright. Now, you mentioned that you wrestled him in that six man, but more recently, like in the last year or so, you did actually compete against him again in a one-on-one match. What was that like compared to the six man?
That was a different environment because it was two different. It was a different Andros and it was a different Ted, working like wrestling against each other. As I become the Hellboy from then because back then I was the Fresh Prince of Essex, and Andros Jay was a part of Enigmatic,
Right.
which was a former faction he was a part of, and I was a part of a faction with Nino Bryant and our old close friend Max Myers.
Is that kind of
So.
is that kind of where emo Trust Boys kind of started to form?
So not really at that point. It was more after like the pandemic. We kind of started like, or during the pandemic and stuff. Like after we met, we spoke a couple times on message after, and then I done his. I went on his former podcast, the Enigmatic podcast,
Right.
back during the pandemic. And me and him were just, talking since then. We got close over time, and yeah, now me and him have just, become trash boys, really. The best way I can describe it, I'll be honest with you, mate.
Now, it does seem like, you are a proper heel tag team, as much as Andros gets, heat for, a lot of the bad things you two have done, it kind of seems like Ted Sabin still gets all the heat. Well, Andros wouldn't have turned if it wasn't for Ted. Andros did that, but Ted was behind him on that. How does it feel to have that heat behind you, even when you're not even, directly in the line?
Well, to be fair, I couldn't really say anything because whenever Andros has his little heelish ways, I'm just being, little mouthy scrappy do in the corner cheering him on. I can't help but condone it, man. He's great. Honestly, I do like, hearing from him, like taking his mind, kinda. And I just like showing support for my trash boy, and the way we see it. If they boo us, they boo us. If they love us, they love us. Trash boys trash boys all the way, man. 100%.
Well, you definitely, you're not the referee's favorite person. The referee I'm
Tristan
talking.
Stone.
Yes.
Yeah, they particularly. I don't think they like. I think they got a bit of a bone to pick with me and Andros. The amount of times we threw our jackets at them, and we've just messed with them while we've been wrestling. Just yeah, I'm surprised I haven't been disqualified yet. Honestly, I'm surprised. I'm surprised Tristan ain't gave me a stunner. Don't get any ideas, Tristan.
Hey, from what I've heard, there's rumblings that um Tristan might swap the referee shirt for a pair of trunks soon. So um who knows?
We'll never. We'll only see. We'll only see with time.
Now I did have the pleasure of interviewing Andros in the past. Your name did come up. When I did ask him about what his pet peeve about you was, he said no moonsaults off the apron.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh, what a time! So I can explain for context. I can explain for context. So in the six-man tag match, I attempted a apron moonsault. I was 15 years old at the time, and during this time, I was just trying to do as many moonsaults as I could. And I don't know why. And then I remember I went to the apron, went to do an apron moonsault, but I jumped up instead. Like with a backflip going off or something, you got to kind of go outwards instead of up. And I just went up and my foot hit the rope, and then I just dropped. And yeah, it looked like, to be fair, it did look like I nearly died. I was all right. I was fine. I was fine. No concussion, no injuries, nothing. But it looked bad. But since then, I've managed to get over that worry, and it's been all right in my match with Jay Joshua, and I wrestled Prince Dean, and that was another near little problem because I went for the moonsault again, and I kind of hit my foot on the barrier.
Yes.
So yeah, it's there. Sometimes good, sometimes not. That's how you see it.
The one on the barrier where your legs clipped, I've seen that happen in in a match before, and the guy literally broke both his ankles.
Oh yeah, I'm happy I didn't do that. I am
Yeah.
so happy I didn't do that.
So
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm happy I did not do that.
so I think Antros's worry is warranted at this point.
Yeah, yeah. Bless him. I do worry him sometimes.
Now, obviously, emo trust boys on the rise, much to the chagrin of Vickie Twothumbs, who was I don't want to say victim, but a casualty of the formation. Um, And we talked a little bit about it before. Vickie is kind of finding tag team partners to go up against the Emo Trash Boys. Ricardo Borg. That was an insane match to say the least. No?
It was pretty insane. Vicky was locked in a cupboard most of the match, and I was just hitting Ricardo with a bin because trash boys use trash cans, but there was no no metal trash cans, unfortunately.
And
but
yet, Oh, continue.
Oh no, sorry. So I was just gonna just say, but yeah, honestly, it was like crazy experience, honestly. But yeah, it was insane.
You actually wrestled a little bit outside the venue with Ricardo.
Yeah, that's true. I hit him through the fire exit doors, and I didn't realize, but it turned the power off at the venue.
Wow.
Yeah, because I didn't realize as I've hit him out, like on the door it said, "Do not open this. Like it will turn all the lights off." And as I've done it, he's gone through the doors and lights have gone off. And yeah, and all the music's gone. Like it's all power, like just full power cut.
And how does that kind of work afterwards when you find yourself back in the ring?
So once the doors were shut, it just come back on over time. So I think it just got shut, and then a couple minutes later, the lights just come back on like normal.
Okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't a big worry. At the time, it was.
So basically, it was a beware of dog scenario.
So I've never heard that. Beware a dog.
Oh, in WWE, in your house, beware of dog.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. I didn't know if that was a term or anything. It just took me off guard. I'm so sorry
Yeah.
there.
No, that event, the lights went out for the whole duration of the event, and then for the very last match with Shawn Michaels, the lights came back on.
I think I heard about that. Yeah, I did. I think I did hear about that actually.
You could actually listen to Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard. There's a whole episode about it.
Okay, I'll probably give that a listen soon.
Yeah. Alright. Can you tell us about having Will Ospray watch one of your matches live?
Oh, that was a scary experience for me, just because Will, like, honestly, Will's a big inspiration for me, because I feel like, me and him, like, I don't know, I feel like he's just someone who inspired me a lot, and especially knowing how much he inspired Callum Newman, which drove me like more inspiration. And it was a London Lucha League show just before the pandemic in 2020.
Okay.
And I wrestled a guy called the Golden Pony Bowman, and in the match, because Will used to train at the London School of Lucha Libre, and he come down to watch because he was in the country at the time, and that was just really nerve-wracking for me, because like that was one of them ones where it's like, it's like if the guitarist went on stage and saw Ozzy Osbourne in front of him. Do you get what I mean?
Right.
It was just like, oh my god, this is such a mad experience for me.
Well, you actually popped him, no?
Yeah, no. So I basically I done an Oz cutter in the match, and obviously that's Will's move. So I kind of nicked his move there. I still apologise for that, but yeah, he popped up a little, and yeah, it was so funny, honestly. But he's honestly, like, I couldn't say how much I think Will's a great person. Like, even a wrestler, like his wrestling ability, like, and just the times I've met him and stuff like that. Like the few times I've met him, he's just been great guy, absolutely lovely guy.
Now, I mean, it takes some guts to perform, you know, a wrestlers like Will Ospreay's finisher move in front of Will Ospreay. Was that something you thought of, before you went into the match, or something that kind of took over in the moment?
So I had thought of doing it before, and then only like a little bit before the match, I just found out he was there, and I was like, oh no. And I think because at the time I was still quite young, I weren't like, I probably just weren't thinking too much of it, and I feel like because I just got so overrun by just trying to get this match good, that I just kind of didn't think about changing it or anything like that. I think just at that time I was just in such a little zone because like I say, I was still like, I think I was like 15, 16 at the time, around that time.
Right. All right. Before Emo Trust Boys, the rivalry with Vickie Twothumbs, there was Alex Devon. Can you tell us about your rivalry with him?
The Nova Alex Devon. He
Devon, my apologies.
So yeah. Oh, sorry.
I said Devon. It's
Yeah.
Devon.
Yeah, Devon.
Devon. My apologies.
It's Alex Devon, the Nova. He's a good young wrestler. Honestly, me and him have known each other for years because we both started at Hustle like similar times. He started at Hustle a little bit before me, but me and him both kind of joined Hustle similar times. And since we were two like similar age and was similar age, we did get paired a lot together and we did work together a lot and we built a good friendship on that. And then at one of the Hustle Wood Green shows back like about almost 2 years ago now, I turned on him because we lost a tag team match against Fabio Romano and Danny Sabbath, and we had a little storyline feud over there, like over that, where it ended with him putting me through a table, powerbombing me through a table.
I mean
And
continue.
oh no, I just said yeah. Sorry. I was letting you go. I'm sorry.
So it did lead to a last man standing match, no?
Yep, that's correct.
Can you tell us about that match?
Yeah, in that match, me and Alex just went like at each other. I remember I brought out two kendo sticks. Alex's mum was in the crowd with his little sister and his family, so I had to make it big. And in the match, I tied him to the ropes, like whacked him with kendo sticks, used a chair, and then it ended with him powerbombing me through the table. And unfortunately, I didn't win the match.
Right. Now, can you tell us about the Blighters?
The Blighters, oh yeah, of course I can. So back in 2019, I was a part of a little faction in Hustle Wrestling, like the early days of the Hustle Wrestling shows, with Arthur Starrick, and the faction was called the Blighters, and it was kind of like a Peaky Blinders, like Victorian based like group, and it consisted of Tommy Wilde, Joshua Duvall, and Evie Madden, and Mr. Arthur Starrick himself.
I mean, what was that experience like? Because obviously it's a far cry from what you're doing right now.
Yeah, so that was at the time I was still like quite young. I was like 15, 16, and it was my first like experience on Hustle, and it was such a mad experience, especially just being in like a real like faction kind of, if that makes sense.
Right.
It felt like exciting, really. Like especially on a show like Hustle where they had stars like, especially at the time where they had Pretty Deadly before they was in WWE. They had Gabe Kidd before he was in New Japan. Nina Samuels before she went to WWE.
And
So it was a very good experience.
I mean the outfits. Good, bad, indifferent.
Honestly, man, I honestly thought like the outfits kind of looked cool. I felt like I was kind of like the Artful Dodger in like Oliver Twist.
Oh yeah.
I kind of felt like that. I don't know. I just felt like one of those like little rascals in the old days. In English terms, it was like like all the old little rascals stealing the sweets and stuff like that. I just thought it was quite like kind of funny, innit?
Okay. Now, I think that's a good segue into Ted's bizarre adventure. You're a pro wrestler that goes up and down the roads, and weird, crazy, and bizarre things are bound to happen. Can you tell us a road story that fits that description?
Yeah, go on. Oh, I'm trying to think of a good one now. I'm trying to think of a really good one here. Uh, you might. Okay. Okay. So I've got one. I was driving back with my dad, and there was a big, like, quite a big bit of traffic, and this guy kind of he tried like pushing past the traffic, like he tried like pushing through, and he kind of got himself stuck. And I remember he tried like getting my dad to like pull the car out, but the guy was being kind of like selfish and rudish.
Mm.
And my dad just looked at him and went, "You can't park there, mate." And then just started laughing. And the geezer like threw something. I think it was like a chocolate wrapper or something like that at the car, and we were just laughing. Honestly, it was dying. But sorry, I've got a really good one, and I've got one more that's just popped up. I didn't think of this one.
Oh yeah.
Because this wasn't involving a show I was on. This was involving the AEW show in Wembley.
Oh, okay.
So I was I was with Harry McDonald and Eden Rise,
Yeah, hell yeah.
and Harry was staying at mine, and he brought just a spare like set of clothes with him. Obviously, if because he's staying at mine, he don't want to wear the same stuff. He wants to wear some like cleaner stuff, and he's brought it in a like shopping bag, so like just like a normal plastic bag.
Yeah.
And the security guy, when we was coming up to Wembley Stadium, the guy was like, "Oh, you can only have like clear plastic bags because this one was like kind of like greyish, like whitish, and it was like quite thick, so it weren't clear." And the guy was like, "Oh, only like like clear bags, please." And Harry's like, "Oh no, it's just like like just a set of clothes." And he went, "Yeah, no, I know, mate. I'm really sorry, like, but you're gonna have to, you're gonna have to take them clothes, like take like the bag, like take them in someone else's bag or something, like put the clothes in someone else's bag or, something like that." And no one else had like a bag. I had like a really small, like little bag, so nothing would have fit in there. So I had to carry the clothes up from the stairs, and it was just really funny. Like all the way up to Wembley Stadium, and then he put obviously the clothes and stuff back in the bag, and he was all good. And we had a great show, so it was fun.
All right. And great stories, to say the least.
Yeah, Harry, I'm sorry, man. I love you, bro. Like, I just baited your story out, but I love you, brother.
Shout out to Harry, a friend of the show, as well.
Shout out to the Big Mac, Harry McDonald, man. It's like I said, one of my best mates. Honestly, like one of my brothers. I love that kid.
Now, can you tell us about a fan encounter with a woman that told you were the devil?
Sorry?
Can you tell us about a fan encounter with a woman that referred to you as the devil?
Oh, I don't even think that was wrestling. I think I was just out. Wait, where? I'm sorry, mate. Where did you hear that story?
I do my research.
Yeah, because I don't even think that happened at a show. I'm trying to think who said that. Because it wasn't. I don't even think it was at a show. I think someone like I believe I was out in Stratford, and I was just obviously obviously I'm an emo kid. I'm gonna not wear like normal. Like I'm obviously gonna dress differently and stuff. And there's in Stratford, like Stratford, like Westfield. It's a big city in London. It's so ram-packed with people, like everywhere. They have a lot of Christian speakers. Like they have a microphone, and they say about say psalms, and like they try to get people to convert, which I think it's great, honestly. Like I've actually grown up in a Christian family, so I believe it's all great. But as I walked past, she like the woman was like, oh, like it was something along the lines of like, you don't want to have the devil in you, and then pointed at me and was like him, and I was like, what? I was like, what am I doing?
I mean, that's so bizarre. That is a bizarre adventure, to say the least. Like, she just singled
Honestly.
you out like that.
Yeah, to be fair, in London it can happen. Like like especially when you dress how I dress, like you hear it all the time. You get people shouting emo at you and stuff like that. Like people shout the weirdest stuff.
Well, you actually had a comeback for her, no?
Yeah, so I just started saying like prayers and stuff. So I was like, "Oh Lord, forgive her. She does not know what she's talking about." And I started saying like my psalm, like saying like the Lord's Prayer and stuff. Because this is the thing, people don't think it, but like I grew up in a Christian family where like I'm like I don't as much now, but like when I was a kid, I used to go to church a lot, like with my family and a lot of stuff like that. So I am not the devil.
Alright. Now, can you tell us about if there is any significance to the tattoo on your chest?
Oh, the tattoo on my chest. Yeah. So, a few things kind of inspired me to get this like thing because it kind of reminds me of. Do you know Carnage from Spider-Man?
Yes.
It kind of gives me Carnage, like Venom vibes, but then it also does give me like Jack-o'-lantern vibes, like Halloween pumpkins and stuff like that. And both of them just I feel like would mix well. And with me, like with my tattoos, like a lot of like there's a couple I have that have meaning, and then the other ones are more like kind of just like that fit me and my personality and like what I like and my interests and a lot of stuff like that.
Can you tell us about the ones that have significance to you?
Yeah, so the tattoo I've got on my left arm, it's a machine gun with Bobby written above it, the name Bobby. Because Bobby was my granddad, and he passed away 4 years ago now. He passed away like January 2020.
Sorry for your loss.
And yeah, it's no problem, man. It's all good. But I got the gun because he was a soldier. He's fought in the Second World War.
Wow.
So I thought of getting that for him. And then also he was a big Arsenal fan.
Okay.
So the gun has and Arsenal's the football team Arsenal are called the Gunners, and their symbol is like a gun. But I didn't want to get the Arsenal like logo or the Arsenal gun tattooed on me because I don't like football. I don't really watch football, so I just thought of getting an actual like war gun for the double meaning.
Don't like football. Are you sure you're British?
I don't know, mate. Hey. What they don't know, they don't have to know anything. I'm not British. I'm joking. I'm fooling I'm fooling all of UKPW. I'm fooling all of Hustle Wrestling. I'm fooling them all. They think I'm British, but I'm not.
Well, you definitely had. You're walking everybody.
Yeah. Watch next. My name's not going to be Ted Sabin. It's going to be some like mad like over like when like them names have like millions of syllables.
Okay.
It's gonna have a name. Yeah, I'll have one of those names. He is Ted Sabin, something like that. That sounded like something from Looney Tunes, though.
Now, going back onto tattoos, is there anything you're looking forward to getting? Is there any ink future ink that you're looking on?
I've had a look at some ideas. So one I was thinking of for a long time is, do you know the band Korn?
Yes.
Do you know their album Issues? Like the one with the album cover is like the voodoo doll, like that stitched up doll.
It sounds familiar.
It's like a little doll. It's like a like sewed doll, like it's a cartoon of like a sewed doll where it's
Yeah,
got like
voodoo
a
doll.
button missing. And it's like and it's like all stitched on the mouth and stuff. I want to get that tattooed on me, and I want to get I don't know. I'm thinking of getting some type of Corn lyric, like kind of related, but I don't know which one yet. I'm just thinking of a good deep one to have what I feel like I could relate to a bit.
Okay. Now, you mentioned Carnage and Venom. Spider-Man fan?
Massive Spider-Man fan. That is like, Spider-Man, like I grew up like obsessed with Spider-Man as a kid, and I like to like base a lot of my flips and like my moves off of Spider-Man kind of in a way. That's how I kind of started it out. But honestly, I've always grown up loving like, superheroes, Marvel, and I feel like that's kind of what got me into wrestling. Because I feel like, wrestlers are just real life superheroes, like, John Cena's like Captain America, Rey Mysterio's like Spider-Man, you got people like Darby Allin who's kind of like Batman in a way, it's all many different ways I can see wrestling and Marvel and DC like being related, and it's the same with anime too for me. Like I'm very big on anime and very inspired by a lot of animes.
Okay, well, tell us about your love of anime, because this might have gone off the rails.
Yeah, no, honestly, like anime is a big thing. Like I've always been in, I've always just loved stuff from Japan. Like a lot of animes, I think of so class. Like I've got like kind of going back on the subject of tattoos and ink. I've got Juzo Suzuya from Tokyo Ghoul tattooed on me.
Ooh.
And underneath, like the picture of him is writing in Japanese, which translates to "stay strong."
Hmm.
Because obviously, like, I can't relate to the character himself, but when I was watching Tokyo Ghoul, I just thought like Juzo was such a unique character. He was such a wild card, like a madman he was. Uh, and I just, I kind of base a lot of that. On the Ted Sabin on the Hellboy. So like, sometimes like I'll like move what in ways like Juzo does, or like, I'll like do like certain grins and like evil looks he does. He's not like, I just think he's like a great character on a brilliant show. Like Tokyo Ghoul was the anime that really got me hooked on everything, and yeah, there's a few times I still rewatch it to this day.
Well, I am in the same boat. I love Tokyo Ghoul as well. You don't hear too much love for Juzo. Usually it's Kaneki or Toka. But yeah, he was one of those characters where you knew he was the good guy, but he was still, you question what he did by the way he did it. You kind of understand what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, well, yeah, because the way I see it, I feel like Juzo's a very misunderstood character.
Right.
As have you read any of the mangas in
I read
Tokyo
the
Ghoul?
original manga for I read Tokyo Ghoul, but I didn't read Re.
Okay, yeah, yeah. So I remember in Juzo's backstory, he used to be like kind of like a circus act.
Yeah.
If you saw in the Tokyo Ghoul re-series, Juzo's mother comes back, and it turns out she used to. If you remember, do you remember the scene where Kaneki was in that big dome kind of thing where you had to fight that big guy, and he was like kind of used as like
Yeah.
a killing machine. That's kind of what Juzo was used for. So like he was tortured and like locked away and like only used for killing, for entertainment and stuff. And you know, that's why I found it kind of felt the sympathy for him, and like I felt more of a connection. I don't know why, because obviously I can't relate to that. You know,
Right.
can't relate to that. But just seeing like such a crazy wild card with like such a touching like heart, like sad backstory, it just makes you like love them type of characters.
Now, obviously, you watched the anime. How did you feel about them swaying off of, the canon material for season 2?
Honestly, to be fair, it was weird because they didn't. Obviously, there was a lot of things they changed where Kaneki, that they made Kaneki go to Algiri, and but he didn't in the manga. But I think it was one of them ones. It was strange, but I didn't have too many problems with it. Like obviously, it was weird, but the way they done it still worked, I believe.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Um, I could forgive season 2 of Tokyo Ghoul, but I feel like things really got off the rails for Re when they made the
Yeah,
anime.
it changed a lot. It was a massive change.
I mean, when you're trying to put in what was it, like 112 chapters into like a half hour of TV, that things are going to get mistranslated.
That is true. Like they completely like jump the whole few years in the future, and also you don't understand, like unless you read the manga, you won't understand why Kaneki's now Heisei and he's a half like he's a Ghoul investigator and stuff.
I don't know. I didn't like the whole he lost his memory thing.
Yeah, it was weird.
I mean, they kind of swayed back onto the tracks after that, but Tokyo Ghoul season 1, one of my all-time favorites.
Goated.
Alright, let's
But
say that they're making a movie about Ted Sabin. All
a movie
movies,
about me.
yes, about Ted Sabin. It's
Oh,
going to be a big blockbuster, big producers, big writers, everybody signed on to do it.
yeah.
Every movie has a soundtrack. What would
Okay.
be the first 3 songs on the Ted Sabin movie soundtrack?
Oh, the first 3 songs. You know what? Let me have a look on my Spotify real quick. Let me see what I can think of.
Pull up that Spotify.
So I'm gonna say America by Motionless in White.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna say I'm just having a look. Then I will say Eyeless by Slipknot.
Okay.
And then I got a bit of an odd one. But I'd say, where is it? I'm trying to think. I would say, I'd probably say, where is it? I'd probably say Dirt Nap by City Morgue.
Alright. Do you lock it in?
Lock it in.
Alright. We are locked in.
Okay, we're locked
Now,
in.
now that we got the soundtrack down, everybody knows you get the soundtrack down first, then you write the script, and then you go the casting. Who would play Ted? And you can't say yourself because you are legally obligated to make a Stan Lee-esque cameo.
Okay. Who would I get to play me? See, the one I would say, but I feel like if he was a bit younger, Keanu Reeves, I'd say.
Well,
I don't know why.
they got CGI nowadays. We could
That is
CGI
true.
Keanu Reeves.
Going back to the old Bill and Ted days.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I feel like because I've always like it's funny like I remember when in one of my old jobs people used to say like Keanu Reeves to me a lot and I was like I weren't complaining. I was like I'm getting like called Keanu Reeves. This is sick.
Okay. Now every movie has a supporting cast. Who would be 3 people in your movie that's significant to you and your story, and who would play them?
Oh, hmm, hmm. Is it? Can it be wrestling related or like
Anybody.
actual people in my family? Okay. 3 people. So, oh, that's hard to choose from. Oh, that's really hard because obviously I've got my family. I've got.
You could
Uh,
you could mention more people than just 3. I just limited to 3 for the
okay,
question.
okay. I'd say my parents. I'd say my nan, or as people say, grandma. Is it grandma in America or grandmother?
Yeah, grandma,
Yeah.
grandmother.
Uh, then I'd say uh, oh, uh, I'd say. You know what? I'd say a former tag team partner of Harry McDonald, Charlie Brooks.
Hmm.
And then you know what? I'd probably say Andros and all. Yeah, I'd say Andros too.
Hell yeah.
And oh, sorry, one more. And Harry McDonald. I can't. You got to put Harry in there.
Now, who's playing them?
Ah, okay. So I I'm trying to think about. I feel I'm trying to think who could play Andros. You know who actually I think could play Andros quite well?
Who?
James Franco.
Okay.
James Franco. I've already got one for I've got 2 for Harry. So I've got. Do you know there's a rapper called Lil Mabu?
Oh yes, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, he looks. I always say to Harry, he looks like him. So I'd say Lil Mabu has to play Harry. Oh, that'll be funny hearing a New York guy saying Big Mac. Love that. But my parents, oh, don't know. Trying to think about for my dad. Who? I don't know. Who would you say is like quite like big, like kind of built? I'm trying to think like. Oh,
Hmm.
I'm trying to think. I don't know. Because I feel like there's a few who I said look like my dad, but I can't think of them. 'Cause like my dad, like like if you see my dad at shows, you know what people know what he looks like. He's like got like grey hair. He's quite built, like stocky. Like he's got one of those like strongman physiques. Um, and he's not that much taller than me. So it's like I'm trying to think about someone who's kind of like that. I see with my parents and like my nan, I couldn't think of anyone to really play him. I really couldn't. I think I don't know.
I
Yeah,
mean, we could
I'm really lost in it.
we could leave it to casting.
Yeah, get people to do auditions.
Yes. I mean, either way, we sound like we got a good movie going. We got Keanu Reeves. We got James Franco. Um, it will indeed be a blockbuster, and you could pre-order the tickets now.
Coming soon.
Now, you are from the UK, so I do have 2 UK exclusive questions for you.
Okay.
The first one being KFC or Nando's?
Oh, you know, Nando's. Nando's. I'm sorry. I had KFC today, but Nando's. The reason I didn't have I didn't have Nando's today is because it is like that's the thing. KFC is cheaper and it's nice, but Nando's is a bit expensive, but it's so good, so good, man.
Yeah, I prefer Nando's, but I'm taking a bite out of this KFC.
But then you can't resist, like, you know, a bonus banquet or a fillet burger or something.
Fair enough. The next question being, is the greatest person to ever be knighted Patrick Stewart?
Patrick Stewart?
Yeah.
What? Oh, nah. The greatest person is David Attenborough. Sir David Attenborough.
Oh, okay. I believe that.
Oh, sorry?
No, continue.
Sorry, I didn't hear you then. Oh, no, I was saying sorry because I didn't hear you.
I was going to say, I believe that's the first time he's been mentioned.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, see, David Attenborough, in my opinion, is a UK national treasure. Because he's, like, one of the last few people, like, people are actually listening to save the planet. Like, you know, and he's such a nice person with, like, animals, and, you know, he's gay. I think since he's done, like, all the biggest UK documentaries about nature and animals and stuff, his voice is just, like...
Right, so you were mentioning David, like he's kind of the voice of the documentaries.
Yeah, so if you watch a lot of any like UK documentaries about like nature or animals or anything like that, he's always been the voice for like decades, and it's a very it's very sad because he's in his like late 90s now,
Wow.
and people are worried. Like it's one of them ones. Like the day he dies is going to be a very sad day for the UK.
Okay. Well, much love to him.
Oh, beautiful man.
On to a controversial subject. Pineapple on pizza. What's your stance?
To be fair, I'll be dead honest. People always judge me for this, but I'm not really into pizza, so I keep that away. So I'm like, that's, you know what, the pizza eaters, they can do that, because I think for me there was like, you know, I pizza, like it was something I liked. It was something I liked, but I kind of like it kind of made my stomach upset. Not stomach upset, but it just didn't sit right with me. And then I'd like eat it so much, and then I was just like, yeah, I don't think I could eat this anymore. Like I ended up kind of like losing interest and just getting kind of sick of it.
So you're just anti-pizza in general?
Not anti-pizza, just, you know, like if people want to go to a pizza place, I'm down, but you know, I'm just not really into pizza. Yeah, I'll be honest.
And now we know why Ted Sabin is such a heel.
Don't blame the pizza.
What's your spirit Pokemon?
My spirit Pokemon?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. To be fair, I've always loved the three ghost type Pokemon: Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar.
Alright. I mean,
I
any
think
one
they're
of those
cool.
are great picks.
Yeah, I'd say probably, I don't know. I feel like Haunter will be pretty cool to have with me.
Okay. Now, we love the late great Tracy Smothers on the show. Do you know the acronym for Doug? THUG.
Sorry?
Do you know the
I'm,
Oh, can you hear me?
yeah, no, I'm sorry, I just got really lost there.
Yeah. Do you know the acronym for Doug? THUG.
No, I don't. I'll be honest, I don't know.
T is for terrible, H is for
Yeah.
hell, U is for ugly, and G is for jail. 'Cause a Doug can't spell.
What is that? That's really cool, but I don't know where that's from. Is that from like a TV show? Because I'm not too sure who Tracy.
He's a pro wrestler.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Yeah, he worked for ECW and WWE for a time.
Oh, I never realized.
Yeah, one of the best people in pro wrestling. I've never met a person that had a bad thing to say about him.
Oh, that's such a shame, man. Rest in peace. May you know, may you rest in peace, and you know, Lord bless his family, and and his friends and the people close to him.
Hell yeah. And it's worth a Google after the interview, to see all the incredible things Tracy has done. Oh,
Yeah, I definitely need to research into him because I wasn't too sure who he was at first. I didn't know at that time. Yeah, but may you rest in peace.
yeah, and that's kind of what we love the late great Tracy. We're trying to keep the memory alive on the show, and I
Of
know
course.
some of the younger talent don't maybe necessarily know who Tracy Smothers is, which is fine. But if that question gets them to Google Tracy Smothers or try to get him or look him up, then if one person does that, I would consider it a success.
Oh, I'm gonna definitely Google him. I'm probably gonna watch some of his matches then, have a look at him.
Hell yeah.
Definitely, 100%.
Alright, weirdest question you'll be asked on a wrestling interview. Would you ever consider wrestling a rock? Not Dwayne Johnson, not the country, an actual physical rock.
What? So like, how big is the rock we're talking? Like, is it like a full boulder, like,
It's about the
or
size of a shoe.
a seal?
No, a shoe.
Oh, a shoe.
Yeah, the size of a shoe.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think I could beat up a rock.
Okay.
I think I could. Yeah, I think I could. It's still weird. I've never been asked that. That's mad.
Well, just for
But yeah, I
context,
think I could.
there's this wrestler named Psycho Mike that wrestled an actual rock for over 15 minutes in a
That's
tungsten man
mad.
match. That's an Iron
Oh,
Man match that lasts for 2 weeks.
that's mental.
Yes.
Mate, I need to research this stuff, honestly. I really need to research this stuff.
I could send
Do my
that match to
homework.
you.
Oh, please do.
Yeah.
Please.
That's what they're doing in Canada, just so you're aware.
That sounds pretty sick though. I saw actually speaking of that, I saw a guy wrestle a dog not that long ago.
And
I think that was
then you're
in
already
Canada
aware of
too.
Psycho Mike.
Was that him? The one where he wrestled the dog and like the dog's like jumping on him and stuff and
Yeah, that was Psycho Mike.
oh, that's him.
That
Oh,
was the
that's
same guy.
sick. Oh my god, yeah, I've seen that. I love that. I didn't realize that was the same dude.
Yes. I was just happy he started wrestling things that actually could fight back. Life forms.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, when I saw the dog in the ring and like he was ready, I was like, because I'd never seen this before, I didn't know who he was. I was like, don't tell me this guy's gonna stop beating up a dog. Don't tell me he's gonna boot the dog. And then I just saw like the dog jumping with him and stuff. And I thought, oh, that's so cute. I was like, that's the cutest thing I've ever seen in a match.
I mean, that dog drew a hell of a drop kick.
That is true.
Yeah. Alright, on a more serious note, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I'm not too sure. Where I'd like to be, I'd love to be in like just a seat, like just in a way where I can make wrestling my full-time career. Honestly, like whether it's going to Japan, AEW, America, even just traveling all over the world to do the indies, like anything. Like I love wrestling. I bleed this stuff. Like just anything.
And what is a match people should go out of their way to see that best shows off what Ted Sabin is all about?
I'd say the best matches to have a look at is me versus Jay Joshua from Spinebuster Media. And then I'd also say me versus Jackson Hart from Ignite Pro Wrestling.
I know the Spinebuster TV one is on YouTube. Can we find the other one on YouTube?
Yes, you can. It's on Ignite Wrestling Pro's YouTube channel.
Perfect. I will go into YouTube to find both of those matches. I will put the link to those matches in the description of the video below, both on YouTube and Castbox, for anybody that hasn't seen him, wants to see him, wants to re-see him after this interview.
Sweet, thank you.
Absolutely. And since we're nearing the conclusion of this interview, we are wrestling with the 8 questions of doom.
8 questions of doom. Oh, okay.
This is our speed round, our bonus round, the round where we see who you really are. Are you ready?
Yep.
Excluding yourself, greatest wrestler of all time.
Greatest wrestler of all time. Okay, you got to give me a second there. Oh, you've really got me stuck there. I'm gonna have to say either of all time. Either have to be. I feel like Danielson's got to be up there. Bryan Danielson. I feel like The Rock, Austin. They got to be up there. Taker. You know, a bit of an odd one, but who I think was like in their time as their actual wrestling ability. I thought Ricky Steamboat was unreal. Honestly, Ricky Steamboat was a brilliant wrestler.
All right. So who are you locking down as your answer?
Okay, I'll locking down on. You know what? I'm gonna have to say. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say. I know it's a bit of a. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna throw a bit of one out. I didn't even say there. I'll say Michaels, Shawn Michaels.
Okay.
Give me HBK.
Worst wrestler.
Worst wrestler.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know actually, because you know, I don't know, because I feel like, you know, with me, like I'm more like dependent on what they're kind of like, just as people and all. So I don't know really. I'm trying to think about someone who's, you know, like, I don't know.
Would you like the default answer?
What is the default answer?
You have chosen Eva Marie.
Oh, that's so mean. See, that's the thing. I don't want to say she's the worst wrestler because, like, she like obviously I know she had her moments in WWE, but I don't like compared to like a lot of people, she's not that bad. Like when you show her some other people, like you know, it's like okay, you know, you get what I mean.
Hey,
I wouldn't say she's the worst.
Hey, I don't know. You chose her.
Sorry, Eva. Sorry, Eva Marie.
You're main eventing WrestleMania for the World Championship. Who is your opponent?
Oh, can it be like anyone, like dead, alive? You know.
Anybody.
All right, go on. I'm gonna have to say. Oh, I'm just trying to think. You know what? Give me Lesnar.
Hell yeah.
Either Lesnar or I had one just now. I lost it. Motor City Machine Guns. Me and Andros against. Oh no, it's me in the main event, isn't it?
I mean, it could be a tag team match if you'd like.
I don't mind. I was gonna say like me and Andros could be against Motor City Machine Guns. That's one I was speaking to him not that long ago about it, and he said like he'd legit cry, and I was like, so would I. So would I. Chris Sabin, Ted Sabin.
The Sabins versus Andros and Sully. No.
Yeah, no.
Either.
See, this is. Oh, sorry.
No, continue.
No. You could. No, honestly, you go. It's fine.
I mean, that would be a banger of a match for sure.
Honestly, I'd love that, but no, it's funny because everyone think like because obviously I loved Chris Sabin as a wrestler, but people think I like got the Sabin name from him, and I'm like, no, it's legit my actual name.
Oh wow!
Like, yeah, like it's my name, you know. So, yeah, it's pronounced differently, but I just had it as Sabin because I felt it just feels a lot better, more like I don't know, it just feels like it works a lot better than than my actual last name, like just with the extra syllable.
Okay. If you could come out to anyone's entrance music, past or present, who would it be?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a look on like the WWE like the wrestling songs on my playlist because I feel like there's a few on here that would say. I'm gonna say, Rhea Ripley's, her current one, the Motionless in White one, and then I'd also say, Batista's.
I Walk Alone?
Yeah, I Walk Alone and this Fire Burns, that one and all. This Fire Burns, I'd love to use that.
Okay. Finish the sentence. Kayfabe is...
I don't know. It's in a different thing because I feel like we're all in a time where people kind of know that it's got predetermined, but we're like the fans are just appreciative for the work and for the talent. So I feel like it's kind of similar to how it is with actors in movies and stuff, innit? But we just obviously I feel like the wrestling fans have a lot more respect for the wrestlers because I feel like we go through a lot more of the risks and we're actually putting our bodies on the line. Like, people are doing it every day, every weekend, so I feel like it's one of them ones. People know it's, storyline. People know, they read dirt sheets. They have social media now. I feel like, yeah, it's in that like weird. It's in a weird like stage, but I feel like it's in a very good stage because I feel like wrestling gets a lot more respected.
Alright. We also would have accepted taste great on toast.
Okay, you know what? Why didn't I say that?
Squash. Vegetable or fruit?
What, like a butternut squash? Is
Squash
that?
in general.
I would like. Uh, isn't there? I think isn't squash a vegetable?
Is that what you're going with?
Yeah, I'd say so. Is it a vegetable? I think it is.
It is indeed a fruit.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, it has seeds, so tomato logic.
Oh, okay.
New Japan wrestler Taichi. His ring gear gets smaller every year, revealing more of himself to the world. My question, what is the appropriate trunks to butt cheek ratio for ring gear?
I don't. I wouldn't know honestly. Like, I remember when my first set of custom gear. Sorry, I'm getting to a mad story, but it's just made me think. When you said that, it just made me think because I remember I had these biker shorts that I got made for me, but at the time I was still quite small, so they were really small. And then when we come out of the pandemic, I wore them one time since, and yeah, some cheeks got shown, and I was like, yeah, I'm not wearing these. But I don't know honestly because I see it happen to a lot of like wrestlers, but I feel like it's I don't know really. If people, I feel like people just I feel like people like if people want to have their little bit of air, the little draft, cool them down in it, the match. I'm joking, but no, it's like I don't know. I'd say I don't know. Like obviously, it's not really something that concerns me. I'll be honest, because like yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just never really concerned me. It's just like oh yes, like if it was me, I'd just adjust them quickly, innit?
So, what you're saying is to each their own.
I guess so. Yeah, because it's what they want to do. It's how they feel, innit? Like obviously you can't have it too exposed out. Like you can't have it way exposed out. But if you're like, if you've got it, at like just below, and if it's like you've moved a lot and it's kind of moved up a bit, it is what it is. But it's when it's like a full on wedgie and like people like they got both cheeks out. It's Chill out. That's the way you see it.
Alright. And the last question, the main event, the thing everybody wants to know. Have you ever had a conversation with a stranger in a supermarket about Darby Allin?
No, I actually never have. Darby Allin. I've never. I know. I want to. I want to bump into someone in the supermarket and be like, "Do you know Darby Allin?"
If you do happen to do that, record it and send it to me.
Okay, I will.
But
Of course, I will.
until then, that is the correct answer.
All right. Well, I'll send you a video of me talking to someone about Darby Allin in the supermarket.
Oh yeah. I mean, my video's already on YouTube.
All right then.
That will conclude this interview. Thank you so much for coming on and doing this with me.
Honestly, thank you so much for having me, mate. Honestly, it was such a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And once again, where can we find all things Ted Sabin on social media and your merchandise?
So Instagram is Ted Sabin 2Ns 003, and my Twitter is Ted Sabin 1, just the number 1, and then you'll find me on Facebook if you search Ted Sabin. YouTube is Ted Sabin, and that's all. That is my social media. That is all the social medias. I got actually my TikTok is Ted Sabin Pro. You can find many cool clips, cool little highlights on there. And merch, you'll find out upcoming shows. There's a big cartel, but we're going to get some new merch soon. Emo Trash Boy shirts, Ted Sabin shirts, new pictures, stickers. Within this upcoming year, we're going to get a whole bunch of new fancy merch. Keep your eyes peeled.
And you don't even have to type it into your Google machine. All of the links to all his social media will be in the description of the video below, both on YouTube and Castbox. Simply click the link. A new tab will appear on whatever device you are on. You have no excuse. Buy a damn shirt.
I mean, you could, but we're sold out, unfortunately. I think we got like legit like one left. I think we got like maybe one medium left, maybe one large. I can't remember. Don't think we got any.
Well, until they get new merchandise in, give him a damn follow, and he will
Give me a
tell
follow.
you when you can buy a damn shirt.
Oh hell yeah!
There you go.
Hell yeah! Thank you, man.
Of course, thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, both on YouTube and Castbox. This was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. Join us next Tuesday and Wednesday for new incredible interviews. Follow the show at Wrestling with E on X, Thread, and Instagram for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Follow me personally at JamesJ993. Alright, Ted, when I say wrestling wit, you say entertainment, okay?
Alright.
For our very special guest, Ted Sabin, Coleco Yacht, Scooter Dust, I'm James Jay, and this has been Wrestling Wit
Entertainment.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.